Yes. Okay, my name is Doris. I'm a pastor in the Pentecostal Holiness Church. Actually, I'm a new pastor. I began my theological study in 2012, and I graduated last year, and I was ordained at the beginning of this year. Yeah, actually, it takes me some time to clarify my calling. When I was working in the bank, I was working in the front line that I have a sales target every year. So if you do the job good, you got a very good bonus. And then if you didn't do your job good, and then you have to face much pressure from your seniors. And then every day that you have to look at your portfolio and then to see how to grasp as much as possible from your customer. And then sometimes I will feel, is it what you want in the future? Is it the meaning that your life that is like this? I begin to ask myself this question. And then 6 years before, I have a chance to take a biblical course that I found that my heart is not so much on that business way. And then I feel I have so much passion and enthusiastic to know more about God. And then every day, I'm waiting the end of the day to attend the biblical class. So that's make me feel that I have to follow my heart. I have to make my life in the future. I have a choice to make my future. And then when I study the biblical course, I gradually moved to be inspired by the Holy Spirit. I begin to have the vision of serving in the church. But it takes me 6 years to figure it out. And during this 6 years, I was like dancing like cha-cha. You know how to dance like a cha-cha? That is step something forward. And then sometimes I think, is it possible for me to do that? Am I going to accustomed to the life in the church? And then I step back a bit forward. And then during this process, back and forth, I found that one day there is less of this opposition in my heart. I began to be more comfortable, and I began to assure, of course, with some affirmation from the pastors in the church. They also encouraged me, like Pastor Joanne and Pastor Donovan also encouraged me to do this. And I became more, and also pray, and I have a comfortable feeling. And then I'm quite determined. I think this is what the calling from God. So I began to quit my job. And also one point is very important is that I have the support for my husband. At first, he challenged me a lot. He thinks that you are just escaping the pressure of work. But I think if it is the case, then I can just quit the job and to be a housewife. And this feeling is getting more, the feelings of working in the church is getting more intense and intense. And this is not what only the pressure from the job, but it is the calling. That transition period is like you have to figure it out, and then that is the process that I have to go through. And then at the time that I can convince my husband, and he's also don't have any, he begin to support me instead of challenge me. And this is also one of the evidence that I think confirm that this is the calling from God.
Very good.
Because all of my friends, actually, they appreciate my decision. Even though it seems that you relinquish a job that is like some very promising job, you work in a bank, you have bonus at the end, but they appreciate my decision that I can follow my heart. What they feel is that I follow my heart, and they appreciate that what I can do is doing something meaningful. I don't feel any opposition. Even my parents, they support me. And my mother's, when I told her that I'm going to quit my job and study, and then what she heard about study is no matter what you study is good. So, and my father, when I tell her I'm going to study, he asked me, are you studying economics? I'm like, no, I'm studying theology. And then he stopped for a while and said that, and he associated, when I study theology, he already associated I will be a pastor. And then he just encouraged me, do good in your sermon. not to be that boring, but deliver interesting sermon.